Hello, Mother's Land community. My name is Tanya. I'm Matthew's wife. So the last video, he said that I would be posting the next one. So I thought, man, I better hurry up and get out here and do something. Today, we're going to be talking about cover crops. I want you to look at them behind me. We have had some really cold temperatures for our area. We're in zone 8. And we have just had beautiful, beautiful green cover crops in the beds. It's been great. Even had snow, almost 4 inches of snow, and it has not affected the most of the cover crops at all. So we're going to be talking about that today. I first heard about cover crops almost a year ago. I heard about it had a gentleman come out named Michael Wheeler. Michael is with the NRCS, who is the National Resources Conservation Service for Georgia. It's part of the USDA. And they were out here talking to us about another video we're going to make later on about how we got the funding for our high tunnel. So while Michael was out here with us, he noticed that all I had in my garden beds was a bunch of leaves piled up. And he suggested that I do the cover crops. And actually, the NCRS funded the cover crops for this year. So we're going to be talking about the fact, what are cover crops? What are they for? Cover crops are what you want to plant during the off seasons when you're not harvesting to go in your fridge or freezer or whatever. Cover crops help provide nutrients into your soil, nutrients that your other crops are taking out of the soil. They help to provide, keep retention within your beds, as well as keeping down weeds, which is what I really needed in our garden. So let's take a closer look at them and see what we have. All right, so this is the large bed that was directly behind me. And if you look in this bed, I have a combination. It's a cover crop seed mix. It has Australian field peas, wheat, collard greens, a variety of radish, several clover varieties, and yellow mustard in this bed. And if you can tell, I mean, it's really growing up really well, growing up well. Also down here on the end, I planted some fava beans. They are not doing as well because they've bent up. Something has bent them down. Probably the snow may have bent them up a little bit. I mean, but you can still tell they're still green, so they're still coming up. But you can notice that where I have the fava beans, you can see that I do have some weeds and stuff that are coming up. But over here, where we have a mixture, even in the areas that are kind of vacant, because I had some tomato plants in that area earlier that I did not want to pull up when I put the cover crop down. Even in those areas, you don't see any weeds. And so this variety has definitely done its job as far as keeping down on the weeds for us. And I believe it's done pretty good on the soil retention also. So let's take a look at another bed. Okay, so here's another bed. This bed has a pollinator-friendly mix. It has crimson clover, hairy vetch, peas, and oats in this bed. And you can tell that they are really doing well, really doing well. This is not a very large bed, and I put the entire 4-ounce packet of seeds that I had in this bed. And that's kind of how you want it. You want it kind of thick with cover. So it's also done very well. I do have 2 beds that did not do as well, guys, and I want to show you those 2 beds. So this bed here has what they call Dundale peas, and those are just eggshells that I put in there. If you're wondering what that is, those are just eggshells. But they started out growing really well, and I think that the cold got to them. They did not last through even before the snow. They looked like they were going to start giving me some problems. But yeah, the snow wiped them out, but they're decomposing. So we'll just continue to let them decompose, and come March 1st, we will go ahead and dig up that ground and include them in that, and they will then be able to further do their job as far as adding nutrients to the soil. I also had some of the peas in this area right here that did not do as well. And I had the mix that I told you about earlier, just the plain mix. I had it in this one. So if you notice, in the ones where I have the mix, I'm going to need to come in, get a lawnmower or something, and cut these down some. That's what I need to do. I need to come in and cut them down with the lawnmower, because I want them to continue growing right up until March. And then in March, we will till them into the soil along with the compost that we are working on. I want to show you one more raised bed. So here we are. This is my a small raised bed. I usually use this raised bed to grow. I grew sweet potatoes in it last year, and one tomato plant. That's the reason why that one is bare. But I want you to notice how beautiful they are. Okay, these are just plain oats in them, and oats help support your nervous system. If I wait until these like have a milky stage to them right before we would normally cut oats for eating, if I cut them at that milky stage, they will help with nervous system support, calming and nourishing the nerves. And so that's the reason why I wanted to grow them. They told them as a mild antidepressant, and I wanted to see how well they would do with keeping me nice and calm. We'll see. They were also recommended for raised beds. So, want you all to know that, let me try to think, make sure that I'm covering everything. We will, again, grow these out. We will let them, in March, we will till them with the soil. We need to wait and do it at least 30 days ahead of time because, for some of these, many cover crops that you have, they will stop seeds from growing. So that's why I want to be sure that we till them, especially the ones with the mixes, because we don't want to end up planting our seeds in them and they not grow. So on the next video, I think I want to talk about all the leaves that we have growing and stuff, and what we're doing with all those leaves. If you look behind me, you can see all the trees. We have so many trees, guys, here, and we want to put all those great leaves to good use. I want to thank you all for subscribing to our channel. Please go in there and like the video. Give me some of your comments, some of your feedback. We need them, okay? We all learn from each other. So have a great day out there, Mother's Land Group. See you later. Bye-bye.